Indeed, indeed. The Sunday morning streams for me, beautiful times. All right, looks about right. Indeed, here we go. Let's commence. Thanks, Space Toy. Appreciate that, mate. Well, don't know if that's true. Yeah, I know. It's late at night for you there. Well, that's good. Let's hope we can keep it that way. Danzaron. Hey, mate. Baby, I'ma make you feel so good tonight. Might not get tomorrow tonight. Hey, Sleepy Slang, what's going on, mate? So my plans continue to evolve on this piece. We are looking for red tones pretty much across the majority of the piece. Phoenix! G'day, mate. Fuck, I haven't fixed my shout outs yet, so everyone go follow Phoenix. But pretty much she just raided me, mate. You'll be the only one who's All your viewers will be fucking coming in with you anyway, mate. What's going on? Late stream for you. G'day, Holes Transistor. Hey, Frog Jim. Know those feelings, mate. Know those feelings. Hey, Necromancer, what's going on? Thanks, Roland Pillis. Hey, Grumpy Wren. Good evening to you. It is, of course, 7:30 AM for me. But good evening to you, sir. Hey, Jet. If you're just joining and you haven't heard my plans, we are going to be doing a red light from below, so I'm just sort of blocking in these purplish tones, warm purple tones, before we come in with some hot and heavy red light. It is indeed Sunday for me. Beautiful time of day. Birds are chirping in the trees. Sun's shining. Phoenix, everyone's telling me how good this looked, mate. You better send us a picture so I can make a judgment. G'day, Ape in Control. What's going on, mate? So we've got our primary light coming from the top left. We're going to have a secondary light coming from the bottom left. And then we've also got this tertiary light, which is this bluish tone from this direction. Nice basic lighting concept. Thanks to Communist. Thanks Pimby Luiso41 for following. Welcome. Ah, Dodo, what's happening? G'day, Couganard from Spain. How are you, mate? Love the Spanish people. One of my favourites. Well, Ren, we've always got an opportunity to learn from our mistakes, don't we? Sure, Phoenix won't hold it against you, mate. No, I would have fucking banned you if you pulled that shit with me, mate. No, I backed it as well. Yeah, I backed the Kickstarter as well. I backed it for the other models that I didn't get for free. Just yeah, this aesthetic is like my ideal aesthetic. It's pretty much perfect for me. Attractive ladies, fantasy aesthetic. Sign me the fuck up. G'day, Pascal. What's going on, mate? If you're new to this stream and you're wondering why the fuck I say g'day to everyone, why I say actually g'day, like you want to be Australian, I do actually say that. I do actually say that in real life. I say g'day to everyone, so I'm not just putting that on, I'm just banging that on for this stream. That's actually how we talk. Or I certainly do. Thank you, Pascal. Jaxie! Hey mate. Fuck, 9 months. Can't believe it. Thanks, the Tominist, for following. Not sure if we're going to do a giveaway this month, friends, for subscribers. Have done fair few giveaways. I don't know how many models I've got left. Pascal, you can actually go back and watch it. It's all on YouTube and all of my previous streams, mate. I've done this entire paint job on stream, so you can head back and watch it there. Done this entire model on stream so far. Okay, Weetabix. That's true. I could give away the whole of Curse City. Draxy, the pale flesh shadows. Do you mean like sort of here? So I started with the Chalice Red from Nocturna as the base coat, and I sort of left that area over there predominantly away. Haven't really like added much to it, but it's also got some voluminous pink airbrush and a few other sort of darker reds. I think I've got some wine red in there as well. See you, Dodo. Everything's still work in progress until it's finished. So, but her arm actually is intended to be quite gruesome looking. It's got veins and all sorts of pock marks and stuff on the skin. So, see you, mate. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Party Monday. Woo woo woo. See you, Pascal. Thanks, buddy. Alright. I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. I want it now. Semi-serious nerd, thank you for following, mate. G'day. Maisie John, thanks for following, champion. Alright, we're about to do some airbrushing of red in a second from below. It should be quite fun. Thanks, mate. Keep tweaking this fabric after we've done the airbrushing of red. Okay. So I haven't done these bits yet either, because I'm going to be incorporating a fair bit of red in those also. So we're going to start with some white. Might actually use this white primer because I know it's pretty strong. Oh, thanks, mate. I hope you're enjoying it. The busts. It's a different type of painting, isn't it? You spend a lot more time just focusing on painting for the fun of it. Defiant Bidet. some good usernames. G'day, Thor. Alright. Good. And you may be wondering why that was worth doing, that little bit of white. Well, you need a bright colour for red to be really intense. That area was just a bit dark, so. Alright, the red we're going to use, it's the red from Chimera. You can indeed, Danzeron. Now, I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that, but I'm going to go with Nyajong, maybe? Thanks for following or subscribing. G'day, Broadside. Alright. Mate, wasn't that early. I usually aim for about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Maisie John, that's a good question. I have a specific mix that I sort of make, and I just mix up this little container of it every couple of weeks. And it's a mixture of just water. It's about 45% water, 45% airbrush thinner from Vallejo, this stuff, and then about 10% flow improver. So that was like an experimental thing. I found just flow improver didn't work the way I wanted it to. I found just thinner it reacted with some paints and didn't work as well as I wanted. And then the just water didn't thin things up. Don't use the H2O container. You may find that works for you. You may find that it doesn't. I think the important thing is that you experiment and find the right combination for you. But airbrush is not, I mean, in many ways it's a science, but in a lot of ways you've still got to have that artistic experimentation thing for you. Yeah, roughly 45, 45, 10. I really like the skin tone. Like, I like how you've got those blue, cold blues and greens in there. I do. I mean, this is a tricky model to paint. Exactly, Maisie John. This is a tricky model to paint because of the hunched over shape of it. So I would have tried to maybe artificially increase the value of the face. and maybe even like less shadowing in this neck area, because at the moment, and again, it may just be potato photo syndrome, but like I think this back really looks good. You know, this placement of lights and shadows is really nice. Here it feels a little bit less impressive because of how much shadow there is in that hunched over area. So sometimes it's okay to break the rules of light and shadow if it's going to work to make the piece more interesting. So I do like the purple tones in the skin. Not a fan of the mouth though. I think you would have been better off doing the mouth in the same purple tones. So cool. Captain Kyle Games. Thank you. Yep. Let's go, Draxi. Let's go. Thanks, Arsendure. So the red at the moment is looking pink. So if it's intended to be a Slanesh Chaos Warrior, cool. If it's intended to be a Khorne Chaos Warrior, you probably need to bring it a little bit more towards red. I'm actually about to do some stuff with red now, which may be helpful if it is intended to be red, to show you how you can still create enough value shift in the red. I do like the gold areas, and I particularly like how they look in terms of like the light placement and stuff. I feel like you're starting to like really understand how you want your metals to look, which is cool. But I do think that you need perhaps more shadows, and potentially like a saturated shadow, like a rich brown, because at the moment the other thing that's sort of happening on the piece is you've got some similar values across everything. Like if you were to swing this picture into grayscale, I'm almost certain that you'd find everything sits pretty much in the same area on the value scale. And so I think you need to change that up by very funny, by adding a deeper shadow into the metals, and that'll then change, you know, the overall value of that area. And then the consistent advice I give to everyone is focal point on the face. Glowing eyes is usually a good way to do that. I do think that I'm assuming that the horns and the bone areas aren't finished yet, so it's fucking 8 AM. I just got out of bed. I'm calm. I'm having a good day. Very relaxed. Very relaxed today. Toppy, what's happening, you champion? Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to add some intense lights. Good, mate. Good. Where's my hot tub stream at, mate? Hey, Loopy. Nothing's finished. Nothing's finished. But we will. But we will be finished at some point. So, all right. So what we're going to do now, because we've got that red on the palette now, we can mix the metal tones and incorporate the red into that process. So we can make the metal aligned with this red approach. Yeah, I think I actually want to bring more of the green back in, so we'll see if we can do that eventually. G'day, Wampa. What's going on? It didn't. No, didn't start as that. Assuming I actually understand what that is, which I think is a light and shadow sketch. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Someone get on the Googles, tell me. Oh. No, actually good idea. Thanks, Top. Particularly like the metal. Don't like the face paint. I think you have a consistent problem across the majority of your pieces, which is sort of similar to, problem's probably not the right term, but you have a very similar feeling across all areas, like a similar value shift. You don't tend to see like contrast between sections. They all go like if black is 10 and white is 1, the other way around, if black is 1 and white is 10 on the value scale, most of your stuff seems to go from a 4 to an 8 or whatever it is, and it all goes from between those things. And what you want to try and do, and why I think the metal's the most impressive bit, is go from some areas be 3 to 6, some areas be 6 to 10. But that's like, technically there's no problems with your painting. Technically, you're probably a fucking better painter than I am. I've seen your dudes, Nurgle dudes. Jet, I do not have a Discord, mate. No. There is a Discord that I am a member of, which belongs to Bunny and Ben, some other Australian people, painters. G'day, Unexplained Miniatures. What's going on? But yeah, I do not have one that I am responsible for. But if you want to send me a message, mate, or have a chat about anything, you can do that anytime on the socials. It's been very good, mate. It's been very good. You know how life is these days. It's always good. No, they got cranky at me for always telling everyone it was my Discord. Not really, but I feel bad. Kept throwing him in the lurch. Topulus is actually fucking doing something. What does that mean, Topulus, by the way? When you're what's it called? Plugging or tossing some Discord? What is it? I don't know. I can't remember. Does that mean you're spending money to make the Discord work quicker or something? You know what the fuck's it called? You know what I'm talking about. Boosting. Yes, boosting. What does that mean? Ramasquera, hello. Good question, Wampa. I do get in that funk. What do I do? Usually assembly. I don't love assembly the best of times, so but just getting some things ready. It's relatively thin. You should be able to see it on the palette, my friend. It's relatively thin. Ah, Thanks, Jet. That's awesome. Kojo, what's going on, mate? Oh, thanks, Coach. What a legend. Danzeron, this is a mixture of Vallejo fluorescent red model air colour, which is this one, which looks orange, but and the Chimera red. So I mix those two together. So to sell this effect well with any OSL, you need to have very clear light and shadow. Often people do the airbrush and then they call it a day. Yeah, I was chatting to Eric the other day. He asked my advice. I told him don't do it. Got enough fucking painters on you, mate. Fuck off. Nah, that's not true. No, we were chatting about it for a bit. I'm excited. He's a fantastic painter. He's a really nice dude too. So to sell the effect of light from below, which is what that looks like, you need to have highlights from above to showcase the light from above. So it will always look better when you don't fuck up like that. Come on, Dino. Get your shit together. I saw Cujo, I saw on the tweets actually. How did you feel about it, mate? Yep, cool. I liked the final result as well. Thank you. You don't need to heed my advice, mate. It's me who should be heeding your advice, but anyway. Unfortunately, we shall have to retire this broken toed brush. They're generally pretty good, but This one is dog shit. Baby, I'm gonna make you feel so good tonight. All right, so we're gonna shift gears a little bit here. So we're gonna do a little bit of this metal up the top here. So this area is all sort of happening okay. I'll just zoom out so you can see. We do need to figure out all of this metal and particularly this arm section. So I'm just going to get a little bit of the colours in the metal on my palette so I can tweak back and forth. We'll just do these bits up here first. Don't you forget about me. You're obsessed with that hand, aren't you? It's not that good, mate. It's just, it's all pretty basic stuff, mate. Come on now. Come on now. Alright. I need to talk about a television show I've been watching. I need to talk about it because it's fucking the best. Marvy1921, well done, mate. Thank you for following. Seriously, if you haven't watched Ted Lasso, get on it right now. It's the fucking best. It's so good. Oh my god. Did you start watching it because I told you to? You did, didn't you, mate? I can't believe how funny it is. I can't believe how good it is. So I've only watched this first season and the first episode of the second season, but I started it on Wednesday night with my girlfriend. Fuck me, it is classic. It is such a good show. My girlfriend, no, actually I'm not sure, because I'm not up to date. We just started season 1 on Wednesday and we finished it Friday night. And that's right, yeah, I remember. Yeah, so we're going to watch some more episodes. We'll be finished probably this week. Man, it's good. My girlfriend hates the main character because she thinks he's way too much like me. He's very optimistic. I've heard Mythic Quest actually is good. Isn't Arbed in it? Coach Beard is great. Coach Beard's awesome. Awesome. Showing up in the morning. And we're back. It is a show that highlights optimism. And I like that. Optimism in the face of many things that make life hard. You're selling it pretty hard here, Top. I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm midway through season 7 of Arrow. Been watching that quite a lot. It's been a good experience, but what I've enjoyed most is the crossover events. The ones where they combine all the storylines from other shows. I haven't been watching the other shows though, so I've basically just flicked over to those other shows to watch the episodes, so no doubt there's stuff happening in those shows that's going right over my head, because I've never watched Flash, I've never watched Supergirl. Fuck me. It's so good being me sometimes, man, I tell you. No, I was chatting to my friend the other night. It just hasn't been same for me. I'm not a like a cartoon watcher that much these days. And so what if the first 2 episodes I watched them and I was like, yeah, that's cool, and I'm sure I'll get around to it at some point, but yeah, they haven't been something I've been desperate to watch, like looking forward to each week. So you like the latest episode? Ah. G'day, chase that feeling. Good morning to you. Alright, now we can add some red. Don't do that, Deno, you idiot. Haha, sleepy slang. Kick us off, mate. What do we got? I don't remember how it goes. Jamie Tart, yeah. Roy can't. How good is that show? Fuck, I loved it. Can't wait. My girlfriend and I are watching some more episodes tonight. It's also the NRL Grand Final tonight. So we're going to watch a little bit of sport, followed by a little bit of sport. Jamie Tart. La 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 la. Yeah, Robbie's hobbies, kung fu. What's going on? Grab somebody sexy, tell them, hey, give me everything tonight. Give me everything tonight. G'day, Joe Skynet. Yes, I have, in fact, seen one in the flesh. Danzeron. Thanks, mate. What I will say is that it looks different in the hand. Please don't take that to mean that it looks worse, because it doesn't. It looks as good as it does in the photos, but you definitely notice that it's different. Len and Kirill, both of them, getting to see their stuff was pretty awesome. But yeah, you do feel different about it when you see it in the hand versus in photos. The approach that he takes really works well for photos. No, it's still pretty crazy when you see it. But there are some artists whose work you see in photos and you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, and then you see it in the flesh, and you're like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. Like Arnau's work in the flesh is just wild. And when you're looking at Kirill and Land stuff in the flesh, it's almost like you're looking at a different art form in many ways, because it just feels so different to what other stuff you're looking at. But yeah, I've got one of his works here actually. I've spoken to Dave about his work on many occasions, and it is ultra smooth when you see it in real life, like ultra smooth. His photos are pretty close to what the real thing looks like. I do think Dave's stuff is it goes too far sometimes towards being too smooth, because it's all very one-toned blends. It's all just the same, and I think sometimes you need to see textural variation, and I don't think he does that often enough. So but it's pretty awesome. He's a pretty cool dude. So some things that I've got planned for this piece. We're going to do blood spatter. We're going to do probably some face paint. So it should be good. I don't like this area at the moment. I might change that. Yeah, I don't think it's a criticism, mate, to say things that you've observed, because yeah, I've observed the same things, but you do feel like you're looking at something on a different level. Corpse paint. Hey mate, corpse paint's not off the table on this one. Not off the table on this one at all. Corpse paint, yeah. Which one? The knight. I didn't see the knight in the flesh. Danzeron may be able to answer that if that was who you're talking to. That is a problem, hey? It's fucking annoying. And Eric started now too. I have a different problem, mate. I have a different problem. Because I'm doing this streaming stuff, I find myself less interested than I used to be on watching other painters' videos. Yeah, the Unique Kingdom stuff's so good. I love it. I love it. I'll unashamedly promote it because I love it. I actually get asked a fair bit, hey, do you want to do this promotion? Do you want to do this sort of stuff? And I usually say no. Most of the time I say no, thank you. Good luck with whatever your project is, etc. Because I want to continue to be able to say what I think. I'm not going to accept someone's cash money to say I really like your product when I don't. Kujar, it's a fantastic question, mate. It's a fantastic question. I don't think there is a right answer. The right answer is you paint for the result that makes you most satisfied. And if that result is a box art and a photography perspective, then yeah, probably that approach is the go. If you're something who likes to be looking at it in the hand, yeah, do that. I don't think there's a right answer. Certainly not for me anyway. Indeed. Hey, Miss Jana. Dan AC is on point. Man, I'm living the fucking dream. I don't think she's exclusive, mate. I think you can get her. I think the New Kingdoms is intended to not be Kickstarter exclusive. Eventually. Don't quote me on that though, because I don't know what his intent is. There you go. Topolus knows what's up, as always. Excuse me, I might drink a little more than I should tonight. Maybe I'll make you feel so good tonight. Deep in concentration, sorry. Yeah, I planned out a really cool cyberpunk diorama. When I say planned out, I mean in my head. Which is where most of my ideas live. Because I've been in a mood to paint some cool sci-fi shit myself, actually. I haven't done a drawing yet. I will do a drawing because I actually bought some bits for it. Let me show you let me draw something for you right now so you can see what my plan is. So I want to work with space, as in negative space and three-dimensional space. So I want to get a plinth that's basically just a piece of metal, and then I want to have like a metal arm that comes over the top like this. And the actual diorama starts here, and it's a circular city or a cityscape. So the actual diorama is going to be shaped like a moon. Thanks, mate. So this is the actual piece of the diorama. This will just be a metal frame, black metal, or maybe, and I may even sort of incorporate this more. But so I want to have like stuff underneath, pipes and all that sort of shit. Lovely creature. stuff that gives you a reason to have it elevated off the ground. Like if you're not using this space, there's no fucking point elevating it, right? And then have just like be using this space, and then have it when you turn it around, you're getting like this sort of spiraling effect. So if you're looking at it front on, it's going to be more like this sort of thing. Just really trying to challenge the conventional approach to basing and to designing stuff that I normally do. So I figure it's some sort of cyberpunk city, almost like Dark City, if you've ever seen that movie from a long time ago that came out around the same time as The Matrix and basically got ignored, even though it was like literally as good as The Matrix, if not better. Yeah, it was fucking legit. Well, the only one that I've locked in is the Ren from Thingy, Nico, which is the chick on the motorcycle. But I think it'll be a love letter to Nico Galaxy. Pretty much use all those. Mate, this is just black cardboard that I got from my local stationery store, which is called Officeworks here. I put it down because it creates a nice thing for the video. Yeah, Valkyrie was delightful. He's got a lot of like sci-fi chick models that I reckon are really awesome that I'd like to bring together. A lot of them I haven't painted before. I've painted Soma Moonray and I've painted Nancy, the chick with the gun, the big gun, in the 75mm models. I think that's the only ones I've painted of the models. I've painted a few of the busts. Yeah. I paint small scale stuff. Painted a bit of Descent. I do a lot of board games models for myself, for my own personal board games that I play. I don't do a lot of display level painting in that scale though. Like you do. Done a couple, but I do want to do some more. Like I want to do a display level. Yeah, I saw, mate. I'm fucking jazzed for the card pack. I was actually, I don't know if you've seen, but I've recorded a number of campaigns now. There's a Green Armor Pack, which is a expansion that involves you trying to make a set of green armor in the game. That's what I want to do next. I've decided I'm going to wait till the card pack comes out. Let me just zoom in on this bit again. So there's a couple of little issues with what I'm working on at the moment in terms of this, and I'll see if I can try to explain it. So the lighting that you see on OSL, part of the problem with the way that I've approached it here, and this is a conscious thing, so don't feel like I'm giving myself a spray because this is something I'm aware of, but when you use an airbrush, everything's got a consistent effect, because that's how the airbrush works. The problem with doing that is that light reacts differently on different surfaces. So the light shouldn't react as intensely on skin tone as it should on the metal. The metal should be the most intense part, but the way that I've painted it, you can see that the skin tone has similar levels of intensity down here. And it's as I said, a conscious choice, because I find it much quicker to do it this way. But what we need to do is actually bring this skin tone down so that it's less intense red, because it's not how the skin tone would react. We will do so. Well, I'm not wanting the skin, the OSL to be like really strong. The only reason I'm doing it intensely on a couple of these areas down here is because the metal. So this is a light color, so the light will reflect brighter off a light color. So theoretically, there may be a little bit of OSL here, which I will come back to, but there shouldn't be that much at all. That's true, that's true. I think you can get away with creative license anytime you want. So I still want there to be redness in the skin. Like this is a good example here of how the skin tone's been tinted by the red but doesn't look intense. So that's what we're trying to do with the other areas. Sort of. I didn't go into this piece with an absolute concrete plan, with an intentional, because I wanted to experiment, try some cool shit. Thanks, Head Crash. Andrew Law Art, thank you for following. You champion. No, not often. Not often at all. I'd like to, probably, do it more, but yeah, it's just because it's what I want to achieve out of my painting, is I just want to have fun. Don't really worry about the result. Just worry about having an interesting time, and that's it. So, yeah. Thanks, Milo Edge, for the follow, champion. I was not really ever a slow painter, no. I was always pretty quick, but I wasn't good. So I was quick, but not good. So the thing that's improved over time is how good I am. Thank you, Head Crush. It's awesome, mate. But when I started doing like display painting, I was really trying to actively slow myself down to try and be better. That was one of the things I was trying to do. And I did this, and I remember I spent weeks on my first bust. And it was okay, like it was fine, it looked pretty good. But I can do a better result now in 4 hours than I could have back then. And that's through nothing but practice and consistent, regular painting. And honestly, that is like the one thing that I'll say to everyone. You can watch as many videos as you want. You can watch as many Patreons like Cujo, who is awesome, and you should all go subscribe to Cujo's Patreon. It's not going to do you any good at all unless you practice. Practice, practice, practice. Just even just sitting down and painting. Every day. Even if you don't feel like you're getting better, that alone, just brush control, understanding how your paint's going to react on the palette, little things like that. So after this project, we've got to decide what we're going to do next. I don't know that I'm ready to dive right into the Hera Models Kickstarter diorama. I'd like to do something else, I think. So let's make a decision now. Actually, let's have a look, shall we? Alright, I'm going to put some models down. We'll decide which ones we want to do. So these ones are ones I'm interested in doing. Which one's this? And I want it to be a figure, not a bust. So option number 1 is Morrigan from Journeyman. Another opportunity to do some cool non-metallic metal, cool female skin tones. That's option number 1. Option number 2, Eldarian. Option number 3, Head Crash, the bus that I'm working on, you can get it on this Kickstarter. Allow me to link you to the Kickstarter right now, because I'm very, very good at this. There you go. Yep, Kickstarter ends in 6 days. So, next option is maybe Pearl. This Pearl from Ignis Art. I get the figure? Yeah, or Thanatos, the figure Thanatos maybe? Yeah, let's make it one of those. Let's make it one of those, I think. So I do want to work on my diorama, but let's not rush that. Okay, I'm going to set up a little pole. What do I use? Straw pole. Straw pole. What model should Dano paint next on stream? Thanatos, Michael Contraros, Pearl, Ignis Art, Eldarion, Black Crow, Morrigan, Journeyman, Miniatures. Boo! Here you go. Go vote on that, friends. I'll put that on my Twitter. The diorama that I'll be working on is a 5-model diorama from the Hera Models Kickstarter, the Wastelands Kickstarter. Yeah. So here's number 1, Michael Contraros, Thanatos, cool figure. Mark Maskelyne did the box art. Colwell did the box art for the other one. The bust. This is Pearl from Ignis Art. If you haven't seen this figure, actually, fucking check it out. It's delightful. Eldarion from Black Crow. Beautiful box art by David Aroba. And Morrigan Journeyman Miniatures. Haven't seen too many versions of this one painted yet. It's a magnificent skull from Charles Aegis. Feel like Kirill would do so much cool shit with that. Grab somebody sexy, tell them, hey, give me everything tonight. Don't worry, mate. I also get to vote. Which many people may think is a rort. But, suck shit. My stream. I do what I want. We're still going, champion. Yeah, I'll give that a few days. We'll determine the winner on tomorrow night's Party Monday, and then I don't know. We probably won't be finished this chick tomorrow night. I don't think it's gonna be a long. There's a lot of fucking detail though, like fucking shit tons of detail on this figure. So unsurprising, really. She's gonna take a while. Okay. Who's winning the vote at the moment? Top? Do I need to rig it? So Morrigan wins? Nah, we won't rig it. I like all those models. All those models. But I'll tell you what is surprising. I reckon Eldarian has been on that list. It's been on the what Deno should paint next list like fucking 5 or 6 times. It is a fucking banger model. I can't believe it hasn't been picked yet. Yeah, that's fair. It's a good model. No, have not yet, mate. Have not. Because it's still in the assemble the model stage. Haven't built anything on the base. Nothing like that. Yeah, so that's definitely my fault, isn't it? It is my fault. I wonder if I should do nail polish. Yeah, fuck, they're so good. I didn't have any until they had a little sale for like 25% off or something on their website a few months ago. Topless came on and told me about it on the stream, and so I was just like, yeah, I actually bought it while I was on stream. Have I got anything? No, I have not. I have not. I would like to, I think. Seems a figure that I would enjoy. But I feel nervous about my backlog right now. I think I've told everyone this. My pile of miniatures, I don't like it to be too big. I feel overwhelmed and that doesn't make me want to paint. That makes me want to not paint. So I try to keep my little pile small enough that I can, if I felt like I could sit down for a few weeks, I could knock it all over. Which may or may not be true, and I think I've reached that point with these figures where I'm over there, where I'm past that point, and that upsets me. Good night, Danzaron. So I'll probably go through that and sell some unpainted. You know how you buy something and you're like, that's the fucking best, I can't wait to paint that, and then when push comes to shove, when it gets down to painting it, you don't feel like painting it. Well, life's too short to paint bad models, friends. Kojo, I've seen how fast you paint. I reckon you should start to prescribe to my theory, just quietly. There's so many good models out there, right? So you're just never going to get to paint them all. Like I am literally, this is not an exaggeration or a brag for me to say this, I am one of the fastest painters in the world. Maybe a small brag. I agree. There has to be exceptions. But you're never going to paint them all. I have a different feeling when it comes to collecting certain things. Like I collect board games, and if you buy models to collect them, then that's okay. That's absolutely fine. But if you're buying models with the intent to paint them, but then you don't paint them because you're never going to paint that many models, that's when I think there's a slight issue. I live by myself in a 2-bedroom house, and half of my house is taken up with fucking model shit. This entire cupboard behind me is all model stuff. I've got a fucking display cabinet. I've got a room full of boxes that's like for sending models. It's got to be an investigation. Somebody's got to be accountable for this. That's a great question. If we in Australia dealt with square feet, I'd probably be able to answer that for you. But we don't. So I have no clue. Alright, well in that case it's 180 square feet, roughly, I think, not including the balcony. Well, it's 80 metres squared. So if it's 3... I don't know. By 9, of course, there you go. There you go. I'm good at maths, but I don't have to ever convert shit into feet because it's a dumb system. So I'm not going to be copying any abuse for this. So the place that I live butts on the back of a lovely area of parkland, and yes, I do see kangaroos bouncing around there. Not often, but my friend Moopsy, he lives in Canberra, and yeah, he gets kangaroos all the fucking time. All the time. All the damn time. I feel like I've spent so much time on this fucking arm today, and it still looks like shit. Yeah, there was plagues of mice a few months ago. Not near me, in sort of more rural areas, but yeah, there was a big plague of mice. Fucking Draxy was giving me shit about it, and I had no idea what he was talking about. Australia's a weird place. Tarknan, thank you, my friend. That's a good point. MK Finder, what's happening, champion? Voxolotto, happy Sunday, mate. From the second most lockdown city in the world, beautiful Melbourne. Thank you. Aluvan or Van, it does not have a lower half. No, this is a bust. So it's just this. Just this. This is all we've got. MK Finder, it does indeed have other models in this series. There's a Kickstarter link that I posted probably 5 minutes ago. Actually, I can just do this. No, it's not that one, but you can vote on my straw poll. It's this one. Alright. I think it's time to give this arm away. Shan't be touching it anymore. Well, I have actually done one already from that collection. It's this chick. Yeah. So she was fun. And I did buy the Kickstarter, so I've got other ones coming when everyone else gets them as well. Which is cool. The armor model's awesome. The box art's great. There's one without the face covering. Geez, the face covering's going to be hard to paint, hey? I'm going to try it though. It is, yes. The dude who does Inner Kingdoms, same guy who does Nico Galaxy, and he just likes pretty ladies. Okay, let's see if we can do this little neck thing in an interesting way. Well, what can I say, mate? I am a fan of the female form. And this is a observation that I've made in the past. I like painting lots of female models and big barbarian dudes, but it's because my favourite thing to paint is skin. Like I love painting skin, female volumes and male volumes, as in the shapes that you see on these surfaces tend to feel different, and I like painting both of them, but I find the female skin to be really challenging to paint, which is why I like to paint it. So when something is challenging, you learn from it. So, what can I sing for you, Iron Ant? Oh, you're gonna take me home tonight. Oh, down beside that red firelight. Oh, and you give it all you got. Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round. I was just a skinny lad, never knew no good from bad, but I knew lots before something me. But I still get my pleasure, still get my greatest treasure. Hey, big woman, you got made a big man out of me. Now get this, oh, I know you gonna take me home tonight? All down beside that red firelight. Oh, and you give it all you got. Fat butt girls who make the rocking world go round, yeah. Get on your bikes and ride. Bow, wow. I like that song. I used to have Queen's Greatest Hits CD when I was younger. I used to listen to it quite a lot. Bloody Rusty Studio, thanks for the follow, mate. What a legend you are. Indeed, the great man Topoulos is in here. So I feel like this is definitely a nipple, so I'm just gonna roll with it. Get on your bikes and ride. Oh look, mate. There's definitely airbrush work in there. I'm certainly not that good. Cujo can do something like this as smoothly as he wants, as that with the brush, but I cannot. I am airbrushing. G'day, Paul. Ah, yes. So did I when I first started, my friend. Wonders of practice. Alright, I'm going to leave that for the moment. Cool, so what we might do is, as we're starting to reach a point where a lot of the elements are getting close, is start to, yes, it is, yes. I'm not sure what's going on with the model actually, with the hair and all that sort of gear. But She's got it going on. No, not a commission. Yeah, I do close back with the airbrush, mate. I'm literally probably about to do that now. Down here. No, this is not a commission, my friend. This is just a model that I'm painting for enjoyment. I will sell it when I finish it. Actually got a few models for sale at the moment. Got Blood Temple, the Roman Tribune, this one, and the other one from this Kickstarter. Bloody Rusty. I actually have two airbrushes, mate. One is a, they're both Iwata. One is a larger one, called an Eclipse, I think. Actually, I'm not sure what they're called. Yeah, someone did, and then someone pulled out. This one is called a HPB Plus. Here we go. We're going to airbrush some contrast red. It's going to be great. Oh, mate, I highly recommend Iwata. These ones, I've used them a lot. What paints are you using? Yeah, I talk, man. I try not to hide anything about what I do, because yeah, I mean, it's the more people that have more information about buying and selling pieces, the better, because I won't get into too much about a thing called perceived value. Conversation about, it's a conversation for another day, but Dan, yeah, two issues there. So scale color are very matte to begin with, but the second thing that you're seeing when you use an airbrush, and talked about this a fair bit. So if you paint contrast, so you have a high value area and a low value area. So let's say you've got a 10 being the brightest and a 1 being the darkest. If you use an airbrush and you use a mid-tone, for example, let's call it a 5, and you airbrush over an area like the smoothing sort of process, what you're actually doing is you're taking that 10 and you're bringing it closer to 5, and you're taking the 1 and you're bringing it closer to 5. So actually what you're doing is you are bringing the value down. So the change between the two areas is going to become lessened. So that can have the effect of making it look more matte than perhaps you intended. So one of the ways you can go around that, and I don't know if you follow Sergio's Patreon or not, he's excellent, by the way, But yeah, Sergio uses often uses satin colours for using his airbrush smoothing. Yeah, so the scale colours are also going to matte the colour because they're a very matte colour, but then you're also reducing the level of contrast between the two. So you need to be very, very careful when you do that. So one of the ways you can get around that, one of the ways I get around that, is by increasing the contrast before you airbrush. So sometimes you need to go higher than you think you do. So my pricing is based on the time that I spend on the piece and all of my associated costs involved in doing the piece. So like the plinth, the actual piece itself, and then usually I have a Deno's how I feel about the piece element. So if I think I've done something really well and it like is really representative of my work, I usually charge a little bit more for that than I would for something that I'm not as excited about. So I'll come back to your question, bloody rusty studio, mate. So yeah, so my usual going rate's about, well, it depends, between $30 to $40 an hour. So when you account for how much time I've spent on this thus far, so I've had we had 3 streams, but my first one only went for about 2 hours. This one's only gone for 2 hours or 4 hours. So we're probably at about 7 hours right now. So that puts her at the moment at the 210-ish US dollars. We've probably got another stream or 2 to go. So most of the time I'll spend about 10 hours on a bust. This one's got a little bit more detail, so it'll be slightly more than that. So we're probably looking, this will be between $350 to $400, I think. And I include shipping in my prices. Good night, MK Finder. Sleep well, champion. Bloody rusty studio. Is that enough? I think that's enough explanation. So yeah, probably between $350 to $400 US dollars is this chick. So yeah, I won't get too much into perceived value, but people undervalue art. People undervalue figures in particular. Usually coming from a perspective of gaming pieces. So, Bloody Rusty Studio. So, if you don't have an airbrush, painting skin can be challenging to get smooth skin like this. If you do have an airbrush, I did a video on my YouTube channel that talks about this in sort of a fair bit of detail, but basically the way that I do it is I will build up the colour with a brush first, and then I'll use an airbrush to smooth the blends to make it look like everything is more homogenized. Cool, mate. As I said, you need to be careful that you have enough contrast in the skin tone before you use the airbrush, and that's one of the reasons why I go in with a brush first usually, is because I want there to be a lot of contrast in the skin. So if you're using an airbrush without getting spotty, definitely use a thinner. So my experience with the airbrush is I don't have that problem of it getting spotty or flaky. The problem with the airbrush is you have this very pastel finish, it feels like, because you have all of that sorry, just got distracted by this particularly important bit. Yeah, the problem with the airbrush is it tends to look very pastel because you don't have any contrast between the light and shadow, because everything is coming out diffused. So you need to have deep shadows, you need to have high highlights. That's contrast in a nutshell. And if you don't have that, and that's extremely challenging to get with the airbrush. I've done a terrible job describing this. Have I ever painted grayscale? No. It is on my list of things to try though. Here, let me grab a link for you now. I've done a number of them. I'll just. But there's a specific one I'm thinking of. Excuse me, I might drink a little more than I should tonight. Maybe I'ma make you feel so good tonight. So this is a playlist of my Conan that I did, which is sort of attempted to be pretty colourful, skin tones and shit. And then this one is another one that shows painting smoother skin tone. Do those work? Yes. Good job, Deno. One of your best, mate. Baby, I'ma make you feel so good tonight, 'cause might not get tomorrow tonight. Alright, I feel like it is time to do a matte varnish to seal this work and mull over what we're going to do tomorrow night's stream. Because it's starting to get pretty close in a lot of areas where I want it to be, so let's find out if it looks good. I will take that deal. No, not at all, mate. Not at all. You can varnish at many stages through your paint job if you want, and I, in fact, do so. So one of the challenges with painting using lots of different paint ranges, which is something I do, is various paint ranges have different levels of reflectiveness. A great example of this is contrast paints. They're very shiny. And so when you have all of these different paint colours with differing levels of reflectiveness, you can sometimes get a different perspective on how your figure is looking because everything's sort of reflecting light in a different way. So I find it very helpful to use a varnish which removes all of the shininess and lets you get a better sense of what the figure actually looks like. And then I just continue painting. Yeah, I use it probably 3 or 4 times a figure. Hey look, and here's the thing, one thing that Varnish will do is exactly the same thing as what we were talking about before with the airbrush. Using a varnish will actually change the way your figure looks. Because, and this is just my observation, when you have a satin paint, the paint will reflect more light, which will in turn make the colour look more vibrant and intense, because that's what it does. A satin colour will reflect more light, which means it's going to look more vibrant and intense. So a matte colour is less likely to look vibrant and intense. So here is the figure after the varnish. Now, it may be difficult to see in the video, but there's a lot of areas that look significantly better after doing the varnish, in the hand at least. I will, mate. Thank you. Yeah, so it just lets me visualise everything that we're doing a little bit better, a little bit easier. Cool, alright, well, I definitely think we've got a pretty solid base to work from now for some tattoos and stuff, if that's what we decide to do. So we'll definitely do the gems next. And then I think we may move on to some face paint. Yeah, so I was thinking we'll do some sort of tattoos on this chest area, sort of through here, and then maybe down here. And then we're going to do blood spatter, and then we're going to do face paint. So she's going to be full on. She's going to be full on as shit. Yeah, cool. All right, well, I'm enjoying this so far. I feel like we're achieving some pretty interesting effects. The only area I'm not really happy with so far is actually this little neck plate thing. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier. Oh, thanks, mate. From the chandelier, I'm gonna live like tomorrow doesn't exist. Like it doesn't exist. I'm gonna fly like a bird through the night, and my tears as they dry. See you, Dan. Alright, let's have a look. Oh yeah, she's looking pretty cool from here. This stands out to me, right? This area down here, this should be in more shadow. I'm actually going to do that right now. I'm going to put more shadow in there. I am holding on for dear life. Won't look down, won't open my eyes. Keep my glass full until morning light. 'Cause I'm just holding on for tonight. Help me, I'm holding on for dear life. Won't look down, won't open my eyes. Alright, I am going to finish up stream. I just got excited about doing some stuff with my airbrush. Because I always do. Because I love it. It's my favourite thing. Makes me look way better than I am. And I love it. Thank you, airbrush. Oh, blessed airbrush. Where would we be without your kind, glistening colours? Just going to add a smidge more green into the skin. Something I talked about on my first stream is I did want to have more green in the skin. Not like vibrant green, I've got this yellowy green. Just the yellowy green should theoretically contrast with the red. Alright, I shan't be doing any more. I did indeed see her, Bunny. How desperately I am for us to unlock her. You have somebody sexy telling you everything tonight. Nah, we're calling it. We're calling it there. Let's have a close-up look. So you should be able to see that green in the skin tone now, but it's fairly subtle, I hope. It shouldn't be overpowering. Oh, look how good this camera is. You can see the area where I scraped off my undercoat. Right there. How good's that? Fucking great detail. Yeah, cool. Alright, let's just zoom out and have a Bo Peep. Yeah. So, I'm still not fucking convinced on that nipple. I'm going to have to go look at Bunny's nipples. That came out wrong. What I meant was the way that you painted the nipples on that figure that you did. Ah, good stuff, Deno. Good stuff. One of your best. Anyway, g'day, Minimancer. Good lesson. Good lesson. Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with most elements. So we've got to do the gems. The gems are a crucial part, I think. Let's get the gems done next, and then we'll assess the whole piece. But I think she's coming out okay. I'm interested a bit on this face paint idea and whether I should actually do this face paint idea or not. G'day, TJ. Alright. Let's call it a day, friends. It's been a good stream. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed painting this morning. We're getting close to finishing her. Let's see who is out there in the world streaming. I love a Sunday raid. Love a Sunday raid because we get to find someone who I haven't often raided before. Well, it's not really an idea. so much as it is. I want to do it. Well, like I wanted to really lean into red. Thanks, bloody Rusty. I wanted to lean into the red, right? So if we do tattoos that are like a dark red tattoo, then I was thinking some face paint that's like blood that she smeared on her face, as well as blood spatter. Do we think that's too much? It is too much, but do we think it's a good idea anyway? We'll talk more on Party Monday. We'll figure it out. Alright, who are we rating? Whom are we rating? Let's search for miniature figures. Here, I'll let you see what I'm doing. Woot. Alright, Jack of Clubs. We've been in on that guy before. Yeah, Unexpected's a nice chap. Let's see. You fuck off, Dano, you dickhead. It's the Jane. Mate, you're building Legos. Fuck off out of miniature figures, will ya? What are you doing, NC Hammer? Fuck off out of there. No one wants to see you on fucking miniature figures, mate. What the fuck? Why is there so many people not streaming fucking figure painting in the miniature figures fucking category? You wankers. See ya, Paul. You too, mate. Enjoy the grand final tonight if you're watching it. Ooh, what do we got going on here? Have a look at this. Okay, this is a fucking stretch. I've searched for miniature figures and we've got a chick toning her hair. Come on now. Good clip, Tops. Good clip, son. One of your best. Yeah, can you fuck off? Seriously? I'm not happy about this. Let's have a look at this guy. No, don't do that, Dano. Press this one. Let's have a look at this guy. He's making terrain and shit.
Well, then let me just see the tower.
Fucking all these people being in this. 1050p, 60. Interesting.
No, it's just gonna focus on the way.
I've never seen this person online before. Let's give her a raid, friends, for two reasons. One, because she's wearing Loki's face thing. Lord, not Loki, Sylvie's thing. And because I can. Alright, let's do it. It is far away. Let's see if we can convince her to get closer.
Well, this might be a very short stream.
Uh-oh, she's just said it's going to be a very short stream. Let's raid her and see if we can change her mind. Come on. Let's do it, friends. You're all amazing. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you on Party Monday, if you want. Yeah.
Could you painting? Thank you so much for following. Thank you for being here. And oh my goodness, it's a whole raid. I just saw the pop up and then looked at my iPad. Wow. Thank you so much. That's a big raid. Thank you so much. So, Big Dano, thank you. This is my first time streaming miniature painting, actually. So I'm actually still even trying to work out some issues with my camera. If anyone has suggestions, I would love to hear them. I'm like just getting started on this Scarlet Witch figure. Thank you, Crocketing. Crocketing is my lovely husband. I'll show you. This is just how early on in this I am with Wanda. It'll focus. But I was working on Hawkeye earlier. got some clothes drying. Just trying to get this camera focused. Thank you so much for the congratulations. What were you streaming? Were you streaming some painting as well? And if so, what kind? Thank you so much for the follows. Paul S777, Big Dino, Necromancer, Topulus, Blusty Rusty. Wow. Thank you so much to all of you. It's really exciting to have you here. I actually, this is my first time streaming painting minis, but I'm usually a Photoshop and creativity streamer, because that is my actual job, and this is what I love to do for fun. So, for those of you who just followed, there will be creativity streaming of all kinds if you're interested. That's what it is, yes. It's the Marvel Unite miniatures, the board game. My lovely husband right there. Painting a miniature bust, that's really cool. Was it for anything in particular?